22. Families. There is a tendency among some women to believe that however hard you try, you end up like your mother. Well, it's hard to say if that's the case with me because my mother passed away when I was only 9, and my father was left a widower. He did remarry several years later, and Elle was brought up by my father and stepmother. I know the presence of a new woman in the family can be difficult, but we have always had a really positive relationship. We are not alike in looks or character, but I think I've picked up one or two of her good habits. For example, I always remember to write personally to thank people for birthday or Christmas presents. By my teens, my father told me that I was starting to resemble my mother a bit more, and it seems I have got one or two of her characteristics. Like me, she didn't take criticism very well. But I think it's now increasingly apparent that I take after my father more in character and behavior. That's fine by me, although it seems to be the opposite with my 2 siblings, both sisters. My dad says something that they remind him much more of my mother. Glossary. Alike. Very similar. Tendency. If somebody has a particular tendency, they are likely to behave or act in a particular way. Pick something up. Get a skill, habit, etc. By chance, without making an effort to get it. However. Used with an adjective or adverb to mean to whatever degree, however hard, however much. Personally. By a particular person and not someone else. It's hard to say. Equals it's difficult to give an opinion. Teens. The period between 13 and 19, they're in their teens. The case. The true situation. Pass away. Die. We sometimes use pass away to avoid saying die. Synonymous with pass on. Characteristic. A typical feature or quality that somebody has, characteristic of somebody or something, adjective. Widower. A man whose wife or husband has died. A widow is a woman whose husband or wife has died. We can use late informal English to talk about somebody's dead wife or husband, the property of his late wife. Criticism. The act of expressing unhappiness and disapproval with somebody or something. He can't take any criticism. Criticize. Bring somebody up, often passive care for a child, teaching them how to behave, etc. Synonymous with raise. Apparent. Easy to see or understand, synonymous with obvious. Sibling formal. A brother or a sister. Stepmother. The woman who is married to your father but is not your real mother, also stepfather or daughter or son, etc. Remind somebody of somebody or something. If somebody or something reminds you of somebody or something else, they make you remember or think about the other person, place, thing, etc. Because they are similar in some way. Presence. Of a person, the fact of being in a particular place. Spotlight, expressing family similarities. If you resemble someone or something, you look like or are similar to another person or thing. The emphasis is more on looks than character, resemblance noun. If you take after someone, you look or behave like an older member of your family. If you follow in someone's footsteps, you do the same job or have the same lifestyle someone else, usually a member of your family. (23) Manners. A table manners. Chopsticks. In Japan, it is considered rude to cross your chopsticks, lick them, or stick them vertically into a bowl of rice and leave them pointing upwards. In France, don't offer to split the bill. It is not regarded as very sophisticated. You either pay the bill, or someone else does. In the Philippines, it is considered good manners to eat all the food on your plate. In Afghanistan, wasting food is unacceptable. Eating or talking with your mouth full is viewed as being discourteous. In China, it is customary to pass food to the elderly first. It can be offensive to remove rice from a bowl with a spoon. Glossary. Lick. Move your tongue over the surface of something in order to eat it. Make it wet or clean it. Stick. Push something, usually something quite sharp, into something else. Upwards. Moving or pointing towards a higher position opposite of downwards. Split. Divide something into two or more parts, and share it between different people. Sophisticated. Having experience of the world and knowing about fashion, culture, etc., opposite of unsophisticated. Sophistication noun. Manners plural. Behavior that is considered polite in a particular society or culture. It's good or bad manners too. Unacceptable. Not agreed or approved of by most people in society, opposite of acceptable. Discourteous. Having bad manners and not showing respect for other people, opposite of courteous, courtesy noun. Customary. Usually done in a particular place or situation. Offensive. Rude in a way that makes somebody upset or annoyed, opposite of inoffensive. Offend verb. Spotlight. Consider, regard, view. These verbs all mean to think about something in a particular way. They are commonly used in passive constructions like this. Apologizing is considered to be the correct thing to do. Apologizing is regarded or viewed as the correct thing to do. Be polite or impolite? Dan. Ella's behavior is exceptional for a child of 6. Beth. Yes, but that brother of hers is a bit cheeky. Joe. I don't think Julia will take offense if you leave the party early. Tom. I just don't want to put my foot in it. I want to impress his family, and that wouldn't help. Joe. Well, you'd better be on your best behavior, then. Kaz. I really took exception to Adam's remarks. He thought they were humorous, but actually, they were deeply offensive. Ben. Yes, I couldn't agree more. They showed a real lack of judgment. He has no notion of how to behave. Glossary. Exceptional. Unusually good, synonymous with outstanding. Cheeky, informal. Often used by adults about children. Rude, often in an amusing way. Cheek noun. Take offense, at something. Be upset or offended by something that somebody has said or done. Put your foot in it, with somebody, informal. Accidentally say something that offends or upsets somebody. Impress. If something or somebody impresses you, you admire it or them. Impressed, adjective. Be on your best behavior. Behave in the most polite way you can. Take exception to something. Object strongly to something and be angry about it. Remark. A few words that give your opinion about something, synonymous with comment. Humorous. Funny and entertaining, showing a sense of humor. Deeply. Very, very much, deeply offensive or upsetting or hurtful. Judgment. The ability to form opinions or make sensible decisions, show good or poor judgment. Notion of something, an idea or an understanding of something.